What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about skill-based matchmaking and disbanding lobbies in Modern Warfare 2, since we just got an article from Valve, who is a known leaker in the community, and apparently he was able to talk to somebody that works with Call of Duty about skill-based matchmaking. Now, just to be clear, this is still technically classified as a leak. Well, it's quite clear that Valve does have some kind of inside source at Call of Duty, and I do believe the quotes that are in this coming from somebody that works with Call of Duty behind the scenes. This is not an official interview. This person was not speaking on behalf of Activision or Call of Duty. This is something that went down behind the scenes. And let's get into it. Apparently, according to this source, Activision is wiping the slate clean and reviewing the system that's currently in place, and there's a collective R&D effort from several studios contributing toward creating a liberal yet sensible system. This is later described as a system that accommodates all brackets of skill, high and low, and the source says this new framework would become less debilitating for the better margin of players, while still allowing for a protected bracket to coexist for lower skilled players. And at least on paper, I like the sound of that. That's basically what I've been asking for. I still think there should be some form of a protected bracket for the extremely low skill players or players with disabilities, or just brand new players that I want to get hooked into the game. I want them to have a good initial experience with Call of Duty, so they'll hopefully stick around and play it long term. Having said that, I do feel like on the higher level of skill, there's a lot of variety that's lost. There's been plenty of evidence that shows that connection quality can be sacrificed in order to get a better quote-unquote skill match for you, and that shouldn't be happening in my mind. If you're a good player, you shouldn't have your connection harmed just because you are a good player. And then another part of that is, since we can't see our skill rating in regular public matches, if you get good at the game, you should see that reflected in your performance in the game. It should feel good to get good and to be good at a video game, and I don't feel like that's really been the case over the past 3 years of Call of Duty. Now, additionally, for the new DMZ mode as well as Warzone 2, it looks like they may be including bot pools for the very low skilled players. So people with very, very low stats, they could potentially get into lobbies of Warzone 2 and DMZ that have a mixture of other low skilled players as well as AI bots. And with this, apparently they've been working on some anti-smurfing measures as well to prevent high-skilled players from exploiting the system in some way to get into those low-skill lobbies. From the sounds of it, they've overhauled AI, and they'll be able to track a player's skill level throughout a match. So even in the middle of a Warzone match, for instance, if the system detects that you're obviously smurfing and abusing these low-skill lobbies in some way, it can actually pull you out of the match mid-game. Now, it is worth noting that this bot pool, like I said, is for extremely low skill players. Apparently, this specific system is designed to cater to a specific subsection of players in mind, and that is the handicapped. So it does seem like these lobbies aren't even going to be for just like your regular below average player. This is for the players that perform significantly below average. And when it comes to this, the implementation is important, but the idea behind this, I think, is just fine. I'm totally fine with significantly below average players having bots mixed into their lobbies so that they can have an enjoyable experience with the game. I definitely wouldn't be on board with this if it was for regular playlists and regular lobbies, but yes, for that bracket of like the lowest of low skill players, bring on the bots. Now, having said that, I hope the anti-smurfing system actually works properly. And another thing on top of that, just to be sure, I hope it's really obvious to know when you're killing a bot versus when you're killing an enemy player. Like when you kill them, I hope it pops up in the middle of the screen like bot killed, not regular elimination or something. I want to see something like that pop up. And this would be largely as just another element to prevent smurfing, especially from content creators out there. I don't want to be seeing people find a way around this anti-smurfing system, as well as around skill-based matchmaking, so that they can just farm bot lobbies and make themselves look like absolute gods, when in reality, they're literally just killing AI bots. If you're in one of these bot lobbies, I think it should be quite clear and easy to tell that it is in fact a bot lobby. And if that's the case, I feel like that could really cut down on a lot of content creators trying to get around the skill-based matchmaking system, because it would be a lot harder for people to continue to take them seriously when they can see that they're literally just killing AI bots. Now, finally in this article, there was a little section about disbanding lobbies, and unfortunately, although not surprisingly, disbanding lobbies are here to stay for Modern Warfare 2. And there's a direct quote from Ralph's source here that says, if that were to be removed, it would collapse, referring to the skill-based matchmaking system. So this does seem to cement the fact that disbanding lobbies are at least very heavily tied to the matchmaking system, which is no surprise to me, although there are a lot of people that seem to doubt that. In order for an engagement-optimized matchmaking system like this to work properly, it needs to pull you out of the match after every game, reevaluate your skill level, and then put you into your next lobby accordingly. And honestly, this is the part I hate most about this matchmaking system from Modern Warfare 2019. I've been quite open talking about this over the years. I could totally live with the more strict feeling skill-based matchmaking as long as lobbies stuck together, because one of the biggest issues I have with this system is the fact that it feels heavily manipulative. It doesn't feel as though it's an organic experience anymore. Instead, it feels like the game is constantly deciding how difficult my next game is going to be, or how easy my next game is going to be based on my recent performance. And even though that first part of this article that I talked about at the beginning of the video sounds great on paper, where it's meant to be less debilitating for higher skilled players, the fact that disbanding lobbies are returning, and the fact that we even got the quote that says that if disbanding lobbies were to be removed, the SBMM system would collapse, this does seem to imply that it's still going to be quite a manipulative experience. If it's pulling you out after every match to reevaluate, I am concerned that this isn't going to be changing much when it comes to that feel of having your matches manipulated by the game. And to top that off for me, disbanding lobbies has completely ruined the social aspect of Call of Duty, as well as the in-game rivalries. That's the biggest thing I miss with disbanding lobbies. I miss that feeling of learning how other people were playing in the lobby across multiple matches and adapting accordingly to those players. If there's a really good player on the other team, I like figuring out how they're playing, adjusting my strategy between matches, and then seeing if I can beat them the next match. And all of that was straight up eliminated with disbanding lobbies, which I find to be frustrating, but like I said, I didn't think that disbanding lobbies would be going anywhere anytime soon. I'm hoping over the years companies will realize that it has taken a lot of the heart and soul out of the game, and we may end up seeing persistent lobbies return at some point in the future. But as it is right now, it looks like we're stuck with these disbanding lobbies, and I really don't like the sound of that. At the end of the day though, when it comes to everything that's laid out in this article, I've been able to share my opinions based on how this sounds on paper, but at the end of the day, we really need to get our hands on this and actually play with the system for me to really give any finalized conclusions. Maybe this is going to be a nice improvement over the past 3 years, and I'm hoping it will be, but I'm also not going to get overhyped about this due to an article, and only time will tell. Maybe it's really not going to feel much different since lobbies are going to be disbanding anyway. And with that, this is where I want to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. What are you thinking about this information that recently came out regarding skill-based matchmaking, bot lobbies in Warzone 2 as well as the DMZ for very, very low skill players, as well as the fact that disbanding lobbies are apparently here to stay? Just let me know all of those thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.